Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Janet and today's going to be one of the first videos in my ranking series, and I'm starting out with bronzers. I'm not going to rank every category that I own. I'm going to do the ones that really interest me and that I think I find fun and just gets me enthused. So I have, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bronzers in my collection. I have most of them figured out. Because I forgot 2 of them, I have to kind of include them, so give me a second. I think I figured it out. Alright, so number 13? Okay, yes, number 13. Counting down. So I rated my bronzers on how, obviously, first of all, personal preferences, so let's keep that in mind. So I prefer matte bronzers over glowy bronzers, and how the blendability, how blendable are they, how fast can I do it, especially if on a day that I'm running, do I need to work on it, do I need to like really sit there and make sure it's blended out, that I don't have any harsh marks, or can I just literally throw it on and run out the door? And reliability, does it skip on me? Is this something that I like can rely on? Obviously reliability, right? Is this something that won't skip on me, that I know it's gonna work every single time, I don't have to really work with it? Or if it's some special event, this is the bronzer that I'm reaching for because I know it's going to last longest. How, you know, how do I perceive it, I guess, obviously, right? That's just the best way I can describe how I ranked it. So anyways, that's the boring part. Let's get into the more exciting part, which is ranking the bronzers. So let's get into that. Lucky number 13 comes from Believe Beauty. And this one is a more glowy bronzer, which is the reason why I don't know why I had the hardest time today opening bronzers today. Like, I can't open any of them. So like I was saying, it is a more glowy bronzer, and that is what it looks like. And I will do more close-up shots of the swatch rather than do them on my hand, because I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. It's almost the same color as my hand. Like I was saying, this is a glowy blush. I mean, this is a glowy bronzer, and it blends really well. It looks beautiful on the skin, but I prefer glowy bronzers a little bit more during the summer than in the winter. But overall, my preference is matte bronzer, so that's what I'm going to go for. And this one still has a little bit of flecks of glitter actually in it. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. So it's just a little bit unreliable on that part. So that's where I ranked it as number 13. It's not my favorite. The formula is really good. I think someone who is dry skin, I think, would enjoy this more. And also, I think the color is just a little bit, it pulls a little bit more red than I like, and just a tiny bit orange. Like, it's not as neutral as I like my bronzers to be. I like my bronzers just a little bit more on the neutral side rather than pulling it on the orange side or the red side, obviously, just because that's just my preference. That is what I've learned over the last couple years, where my preference is on that. And the next one, number 12, is also a glowy bronzer. And this one is from Milani. Okay, that one's from Milani. And this one is in the shade Glow. Oh, the last one I didn't tell you the shade in. It's in Tahitian Sun. So it's their baked bronzer in the shade Glow, number 4, from Milani. And the reason that I do enjoy this bronzer, but again, it's really glowy, so I prefer it over like a matte bronzer and just put a dab of this all over. But definitely during the summer, where I think it's way prettier, rather than, you know, during the winter. And I just feel like it's a very summery bronzer. The color too, like, screams more like, oh, this is a summer bronzer. It's tend more to that terracotta color, and but the formula is great. It's really pretty the way it goes on and looks on the skin. Obviously very glowy, very bronzy, very like sunny, but like, yeah, that's just not my vibe. I like color. I like for a bronzer to add color and depth. Not so much like, I guess, beach bunny summer like that. I mean, that's what a bronzer's for, right? Whatever. Number 9 is coming from Fenty Beauty. And I'm using number 9. It's number 9 is the color. Although it looks neutral on camera sometimes, it kind of pulls orange for some reason. Sometimes. Not all the time. Which relates back to the reliability on that. But the blendability too, I think it blends pretty well. I don't really have difficulty blending it. I just think the color sometimes I feel like it's not showing up, so I tend to add more. But I wish it would have just been like just a tad more neutral, just a tad. But the formula, I think it's great. I just wish the color was a little bit less orange, just a little less orangey, just a little bit. Okay, number 8, right? Yep, wait, what? 13, 12, 11. Oh my god, that was number 11. Sorry guys. So this is number 10. Oh, this video is gonna be all over the place. I apologize for that. 13, 12, 11. Number 10. So we've hit the top 10. Let me remind myself of that. And this is the ColourPop Coconut Beach. And this is the first bronzer that I've tried from ColourPop. So I never tried a pressed bronzer. I have tons of their blushes and I've never tried their powders, and that's what this one looks like. I really do enjoy the color on this one. However, sometimes I feel like it skips on me, especially on this side for some reason. And I've seen it happen on this side once, which is totally weird, which is, you know, not as reliable as I would like my bronzer to be. I do feel like it's super creamy, and for some reason, I don't know if it's just, I mean, I've done swatches of it, but as you can see, like, there's these little things on there, like little balls, but when you touch it, it just feels like it's the bronzer. Really weird, but it's really, really creamy, so I might have to do with the formula. Obviously, I don't think it's bad or anything like that, but just keep that in mind. Would I recommend this one just because it skips, and the other ones that I have, though, I mean, I like the color so much, or the glowy, I would recommend the blushes over the bronzer if you were thinking about it, to be honest. I do like the formula overall. I just don't understand why it skips sometimes and other times it doesn't. Maybe it has to do with the brush. I haven't tried, like, I really paid attention to the brushes that I'm using, so maybe I'll get back to you on that. But that's the reason. I mean, I don't think the brush should matter much. I mean, I think I have pretty good quality brushes, and I shouldn't be working that hard to making a bronzer work like that. Just putting that out there. Okay, now number 9, and this one is a little bit more of a glowy brush. But what do I keep mixing up? More of a glowy bronzer, but I still enjoy it a lot. And then this is a Becca Sunlit Bronzer in the shade Capri Coast. I love that it's a mini because that just, I feel like that encourages you kind of more to use it, and it's just so tiny. I love tiny little things. Like, look how cute this is. I would love, honestly, if all my bronzers were just mini. I think that'd be the cutest thing ever. I love miniature things. That's like one of my passions of like collecting. Like, I love mini things. Yeah. So anyways, this color is definitely super bronzy, super beach bunny, and I really do enjoy this. The formula is amazing on this bronzer. It blends like a dream. It has never skipped on me or anything like that. The color is right on point. It was one of the things I was worried about when I was choosing this bronzer. I was like, am I choosing it too light, too dark? And they do really have a lot of variety when it comes to the colors. Just like the Fenty one, I do have to give credit for the Fenty one too, because the other ones, not so much. It has like 2 or 3 shades on each one. The Fenty and this one definitely have more options to choose from as far as colors go, and I do have to give credit there. But I just adore that it's a mini, honestly. And I just wish it was a little bit less, just a little bit less glowy, and I would have ranked it higher. But like I said, personal preferences. Okay. The next 2 are supposedly dupes for each other, but we'll see, right? Number 8 is the e.l.f. Primer-Infused Bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed. When I first purchased this, I thought that this was too light for me, but it's actually not. This is the second shade. They have a lighter shade and a deeper shade. This is actually a really nice buildable formula. It blends amazingly. It does have staying power, but I mean, I don't think it has any more than the average bronzer. But more than anything, it's buildable. So if you feel like you want to go in light with that that day, or you know, maybe build a little bit more, you can do that with this bronzer. It's very, very forgiving. I do enjoy it a lot, and now it's kind of like, maybe I should have ranked it higher. But then I look at the other bronzers that I have, and I'm like, no, I like those bronzers better. More. And I really, really do enjoy this bronzer. I enjoy all of my bronzers, to be honest. I really went and searched out the bronzers that I wanted. So, yeah. Okay, the next bronzer, number 7. Look at number 7 is the Take Home the Bronze by theBalm, and I really enjoy this bronzer too. I love that it's in cardboard packaging. It's just very simple packaging. I actually, is one of the things that I really like about this one too. Is just, I just really like this, like very unique packaging almost too, because I don't have anything like that. I do enjoy that. That's one of the things that I do enjoy about it. And that's what this one looks like. And this is a very, so anti-orange bronzer. So it's definitely, I think, the more neutral color that I have. Like, it's a super neutral bronzer. And I really enjoy it. The blendability is great. I think the e.l.f. is a dupe for this one. I think this one does have, it's a little bit more pigmented when you're trying to blend it out. But it is a buildable formula. But I do think that on first, you know, pass, on first blending, it has more pigmentation and more color to it than the e.l.f. one does. But it's still super easy to blend. I really recommend this one if you're looking for like an easy bronzer. I mean, it only has 3 shades, but I guess because it has that buildable formula is the reason that it has only 3 shades. Okay, so the next one, number 6, is one of the bronzers that I had missed. Vision's Formula Sculpting Bronzer, the Organic Wear line, and I love this bronzer. So I am just into like creamy bronzers right now, or cream bronzers right now. They're easy to blend on like the skin, or at least the 2 that I have. And I love the formula. It says it's supposed to be a little bit more dewy of a bronzer, but it's really not. You can get it to dry, like if you wait long enough, it will not dry down, but it'll, I guess, become a little bit more matte. Not so much, more satin. Let's say satin, not matte. Satin on the skin. So if you're oily skin, I would just recommend setting it with a powder, or setting it with a powder bronzer, and you'll be good to go. I've done that before and it worked great. It lasts on the skin. I don't feel like it rubs off or anything like that. So I think it's just easier to blend. It's, even though it's cream bronzer, and a lot of people do have to, Harry's, I'll be right there, do think that cream bronzers are a little bit more difficult to work with. I recommend this one because it's not. This one's super easy and it's super forgivable. Honestly, you can start with a little bit and build it up. So, and it stays. It doesn't feel like it blends away or anything like that. Trust me, it shows up. Cracking into the top 5, we're gonna crack in with Jouer bronzer. Now this one, it took me a little bit longer to love, just because I really thought I bought the wrong shade, but honestly, it's a really, really great. I mean, the formula was good. I liked the formula when I first purchased it. I just thought the colors were a little bit like not gonna be working for me. I bought it in the light to medium, and I might buy the medium to tan for summer, just because if I happen to get tan, I don't want the shades to not work for me. And the way I like to use these 2 in particular, or this bronzer in particular, this one actually does show up on me. So I use this one as a sculpting, like almost like a contour shade, which is weird. You think it wouldn't work like that, but it actually does. And then I just use this one as an overall bronzer. As you can see, this one's is a tiny, it's a little bit darker and a little bit warmer, and this one's a little bit more on the cool side, and I think that's the reason that it works on my skin tone as that. I wanted to make sure that I got use out of both of them, which is why I use this one as a contour shade and this one as a bronzing shade. But my plan is to get the medium to tan one, just so I can mix those 2 with these, especially for summer. I don't have anything super dark for summer, to be honest. I could build them up, but I think that would be a great one just to have one a little bit deeper for summer. Another cream bronzer, and this one's by Milk Makeup, and this is the matte bronzer, which is why it's higher up than the cream bronzer. And this one's very buildable, very easy to blend, great formula, and it is matte on the skin. So for oily skin people, it's gonna work great. Of course, you can always set it over with the powder, and you don't, or a powder bronzer, and you don't have to worry about it moving. The color is amazing. I thought, like, it really does work for a variety. It works on a multitude of skin tones, even for the very fairest to like more medium shades, more medium skin tones, just because it is a buildable formula, and you can just swipe on just a little bit or grab some with your brush and just build it out, or blend it out, and it'll work perfectly. So yes, that was number 4. Number 3 is Milani Silky Matte Bronzing Powder, and this is in the shade Sunkissed. It's definitely a more cooler toned shade, cooler to neutral, and when you blend it out on your skin, it pulls a little bit warm, like not in a bad way, in a good way, like not orange or anything like that. It just warms up your skin beautifully without looking too warm or too cool, and you can use it to contour too, and it just works out really perfectly that you can have 2 in 1, because it is a little bit more cool, neutral, as a bronzer, and the formula is so nice. Like, it literally is silky matte. It feels so nice when you swatch it. It looks beautiful. It goes on wonderfully. Like, you don't have to work with it, and you just know that it's going to work, and it's very reliable. It's not going to skip. It's a buildable formula, and it's just beautiful. Can I use that word beautiful anymore? Okay, at number 2, it's kind of actually similar to the Milani one, but I like it even more. And this is the Flower Beauty Heatwave Luminous Bronzer. And I know it says Luminous. Oh, forgot to say the shade. It's Sunrise 1, L1. And I know that it says Luminous, but honestly, I don't. This is not a glowy bronzer whatsoever. I think it pulls more satin for sure. And I love that it's a baked formula, and you have like different shades baked in there. And I don't have this other shade because I think that one's a little bit too warm, to be honest. This one, you can see it looks pretty cool. But once you blend it onto your skin and you're starting to apply it, it pulls warm. But again, in just that nice way without having too much warmth, too red orange. It actually looks a little bit darker than it does in the pan, the way it goes on your skin. And it's beautiful. It's a really nice bronzer, and it makes your skin look really nice and add color to it without looking too dramatic or anything like that. Definitely more of a natural looking bronzer, if there's such a thing. At numero 1 is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have it just in the regular shade bronzer. I did get the Big Daddy Bronzer Butter Set collection, and I have every shade of bronzer, but I just have the single one in the shade bronzer. And I mean, this bronzer, is like, it's been my number 1. It was the first bronzer that I bought that I really learned how to use bronzers with. So it's just been there for me. This is not the original one, unfortunately. I had panned the original one, and it broke and shattered completely on me. And it just scattered everywhere on the floor. So I couldn't, if it had scattered in here, I could have poured it back into the packaging, into the component, and just repressed it. But it was not possible. I was actually really devastated because I had actually panned it. And I had to go out and buy a new one. And I absolutely adore this bronzer. It looks very beautiful on your skin. It just makes your skin look so nice and bronzy, and just, it does look glowy, but in just such a nice way where it's not overwhelming. Like, I have it on today, and I just don't think that it's super glowy. I have highlighter on. My oils have come through at this point. It's been about, what time is it? It's 3. I put my makeup on like at 6 in the morning, so it's been about 9 hours, and it's still wearing pretty strongly. So yeah, I'm testing out a new foundation today, so which is why I wanted to use more reliable products and more something that I know it's not going to skip or give me any difficulty, which is why I chose to use this today. And it smells obviously amazing. And I'm starting to like really, as you can see, really use it up. Like, you can see some of the little waves have worn off. So hopefully I can get to pan this maybe by the end of the year. That would be really nice. But yeah, I mean, it's just the butter bronzer. I really love it. It's the perfect bronzer for me. It's really buildable. You can get it to show up more, like I can do a light bronzing just if I want to add a little bit of color on me, especially if the foundation is a closer match to my skin and I just need a little bit of more color, and or I can build it up when the foundation is not really matching my skin and it's a little bit lighter and I need more color. It works perfectly for that too. So yeah, so that completes this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed my ranking, and it wasn't out of a little bit, might have been a little bit like frazzle dazzle just because I had recorded 3 times. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and thank you for watching, taking time out of your day. And if you did like this video, I know, Raiden, I'm coming. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, I hope you consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.